The streets are crying, man. What's going on, folks? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jay. This is Jay Medicine. If you're new to the channel, I'm a med student and I make videos. Today's video is just gonna be like an update on my life, and I'm just gonna talk to you guys about some stuff that might be relevant to you in terms of applying for medical school, what medical school is like right now during the quarantine, how the quarantine changes, I'm calling it the quarantine, how COVID-19 changes things in terms of med school and application and etc. All the logistics that we are so used to and so accustomed to. But all of that is out the window and I'm gonna talk to you guys about it. So in terms of my life, I started my rotations this year. I'm a third year medical student now. So I was 2 weeks into my neurology rotations. I was on outpatient clinic, which was beautiful. It was amazing. What a great time. I loved it so much. My third week was gonna be inpatient. So I was pretty excited to go back in and see potentially some higher acuity cases, but that never ended up happening. I think it was like a Sunday night and I was making lunch for the next day going into my third week, and my roommate walked into the kitchen and was like, hey, our rotations got canceled. And I was like, huh? Like, I've never heard those words put together like that. So I was taken aback by it. And then, yep, it kind of just denial, and then, you know, slowly accepted it. By the way, I'm really cold right now. So yeah, for the past 2 weeks, I haven't been back in the hospital, which sucks. You know, I got so used to it and it was hectic. It was a hectic schedule, like 12 hours a day I was working. I came home around 6:30. I would have like maybe 3 hours to eat and do some other stuff, hit the gym, study, and then I was back in bed by 10, woke up at 5. It's like very hectic schedule, but I loved it. I had a routine, I was doing things, I was productive. The world was seeing me and my benefit to it, and now I'm just a wasting sack of meat during this quarantine. What up? Come, ruin my video. I had to open up my iPad so my little niece could use it. Now that I'm not studying anymore, I have no use for my iPad, so it's pretty much just like a $500 drawing app for my little niece, which I paid for it with my student loan money, so it's gonna cost me like $10 million in the future, but it's worth every penny. Seeing that smile on her face when she draws random stuff. Anyways, back to the video. So yeah, my rotations just got canceled just out of the blue. So right now we are taking online classes, and it's weird because the rotations, you know, how do you do that online? But we're taking elective courses. So pretty much some of the courses that we were supposed to take 4th year of medical school, we're taking now. And I'm assuming they're just gonna push everything back, which that's kind of been a theme in a lot of different things. MCAT test dates are canceled and people can reschedule starting in May, which by the way, I think they're gonna push that back too. Step 1 exams canceled, pushed back. And I think there are definitely a lot of things that make that very hard for students. The one thing being just people that were scheduled to take it soon now have to keep all that information fresh in their heads for a long time, which can be very difficult. But just keep in mind that relative to other people, you're not changing. You're not at any kind of like a loss when it comes to your ranking relative to other people, because everyone is going through this right now. Studying for step 1, studying for MCAT is a sprint. It's always been a sprint, but right now it's not a sprint anymore. It's a marathon. I mean, if you're studying for it, if you're taking it soon, just take it slow. Study a little bit every day, keep the information fresh in your head so that you're not completely worn out by the time you need to take the exam. Don't kill yourself, but also don't lose the information. So try to find that balance. In terms of healthcare professionals, there's a shortage of supplies, there's a shortage of healthcare providers, and there's a huge surplus of patients. So at this point, I remember I was going through Snapchat and one of my friends who's a nurse posted something about Ohio. The nursing board is completely waiving the NCLEX exam. I don't even know if you're supposed to say NCLEX or however you're supposed to say it, but they're waiving that whole exam just so we have an adequate number of healthcare providers to take care of the patients. And I think as drastic as these measures are, it really speaks to how gravid the situation is. I mean, it's a global pandemic. We don't have the resources and we need to take drastic measures. And in my opinion, I think some of the things that we did weren't even adequate. There's not enough supplies still. There's still problems. We're not taking care of this as quickly as China did. I mean, their social distancing was so much better than ours. They took huge steps in the right direction after the virus started spreading. They did it very quickly. They did it very efficiently. There's some things that they can do that we can't do as a country. I mean, granted, America's a free country, so with freedom comes responsibility, and a lot of people are just not gonna take that responsibility into their own hands. So people are gonna be out there, people are gonna be doing things that they're not supposed to do, but it's your job to keep yourself safe and keep the people around you safe. I think this is one of the first, if not the first thing like this that I've encountered. I think for a lot of people, my demographic, this is the first time anything like this has happened to us. And I think for a lot of people, like the college kids, we had this expectation of what life is supposed to be when you're in college, when you're young, and a pandemic happens and we're off school. I think one of my friends told me this is kind of like a middle schooler's dream. Like, you know, if you gave a middle school one wish, he'll be like, we're gonna have this virus and we're gonna be out of school and everyone's gonna get paid $1,000. But it's not that. I mean, we try to make it that. We try to fit this thing into our schema of what life is supposed to be, but it's not that. And I think in future cases that we have things like this, which we will, we need to realize that very quickly, because that virus, whatever it is, moves very quickly. And it moves way more quickly than we do. And if we get a jump start on it, and if we don't sit there and go to beaches and party for the first 2 weeks after something like this happens, before we realize, hey, people are dying, I think that's gonna really mitigate the situation next time anything like this happens. But for me, my daily routine right now, as tentative as it is, I wake up around 8:39. I start doing flashcards. I'm still keeping up with my neurology flashcards. I don't want to lose that information. I'm still keeping up with step 2 studying. I'm still in this course that I'm taking. So I do the work for that, which, you know, compared to the rotation seems like nothing. I feel like I'm in kindergarten right now, but I still do it. And then the rest of the day, I'm finished around honestly 2-3 o'clock, which is very quick compared to anything else that I've done before. And then after that, it's a series of sitting around twiddling my thumbs or exercising at home, which, by the way, one of the things that I do is I play basketball with my brothers, who I'm also isolating with. They're in the house. I don't invite other people because that's not safe. So I took a little clip of that. All right, so the challenge is we're gonna have a 3-point contest, okay? And the person that loses has to donate $30 whole to the coronavirus charity of their choice, because I'm broke and I'm probably gonna lose. All right, we're gonna have 3 shots each. Person that makes the least has to donate. All right, you go first. Ooh, close, but not close enough. We're gonna do all this and none of us are gonna make a single shot.
Single shot.
Oh my god.
All right.
Nice, hit the backboards, start. Yo, everyone's gonna be like, all right, these 3 boys suck at basketball. Ooh! Saving money. Now you gotta get us out of this, because we both suck. I don't even know the coronavirus charities. What do we donate to?
Back to the real event.
I might just not put any of this on the vlog.
You don't have to vlog every single thing.
Yo, what if I put nothing else but just you getting a ball from the woods? Just randomly.
Ooh, swoosh.
Yo guys, quick plug.
Yo, he has a YouTube channel where he does, what do you do?
Give you guys advice on how to live a better lifestyle.
All right, guys, I'll leave his YouTube information down below. Follow him, subscribe to him, but don't leave me for him. Prioritize me first, always, in every situation. So anyways, that was a clip that I took, I think it was a week ago. I've stopped doing even that now. I think every week this becomes a little bit more serious, and even me, there's things that I do now that are different than a week ago, which I exercise in my basement now. By the way, pro tip, for people that love doing bicep curls just like me, if you have a suitcase, just put a bunch of random stuff in the suitcase and curl that thing as much as you can. Put a bunch of stuff in it. Just keep going up with the weight. That's a great dumbbell if you don't have one, which no one has dumbbells right now. No one's selling them. I looked. So if you have a suitcase, it can double as a dumbbell. If you're doing curls, don't try to do chest flies with a suitcase. Not gonna work. Unless you can make it work, in which case, send me a video of you doing chest flies with a suitcase and I will post it on my YouTube channel. But please don't do that, it's dangerous. But if you do, I'll post it. But don't do it. But I'll try to make more vlogs. I mean, I have a plethora of free time now, so problem is I'm stuck in the house. So if you guys have video suggestions, maybe a at-home workout tutorial routine thing, a Q&A, I don't know. What do you guys think I should do? I am bored. But yeah, that's the video for today, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Stay safe, stay at home, and take care of yourselves.